cream pie I told y'all I had the other day, and that banana pudding. How declare she is. I'm talking about Pauline Williams. Pauline wrote me this letter, and the only reason why I share it with you is I asked her for permission to share it. Allow me to read it. Hi, Archbishop and Mother Bailey. It was wonderful seeing you on Sunday. I'm glad I was able to attend my nephew Brandon's christening. I'd like to share this update on my health with both of you. On Wednesday, 6/15, I had a double mastectomy at the Hospital of Central Connecticut in New Britain, Connecticut. It went well. I came home the next day after having both breasts removed. On Saturday, 6/19, I started bleeding out. There was ringing in my ear, and then I could not hear, and I could only see gray floating circles. There was blood leaking from a drainage tube. Rich said my eyes were rolling back in my head. He put the drain in his mouth to suck out the blood to try and give me some relief. I had to get to the car in my nightgown in the dark and in the rain. He took me to the closest hospital, which was not the hospital that my surgeon, Dr. Camelia Lawrence, worked at once, and he got in contact with her. She left where she was in Shelton and met me at the Hartford Hospital in 45 minutes. She doesn't even work at that hospital, but it was the closest one. She came there, cut me open for a second time, and 4 days. A hematoma had formed, and she had to do an emergency surgery to evacuate it. A liter of blood was stuck in my chest, and it was gushing out. I stayed in the hospital a couple of days, and when it was time for me to be discharged, my blood was so low, I had to spend another night in the hospital and have 2 blood transfusions. A few days later, the breast cancer surgeon asked me to come into her office. I thought she was just going to check the drains and make sure everything was healing well. And when she laid me down, she told me that 12 lymph nodes were sent to the pathology lab, and she wanted me to know that they all came back benign. I was so happy to hear that, because I knew that God heard the prayers that were going up on my behalf. I have a post. It notes from 2 Kings 20:5 on my wall that says, I have seen your tears, I've heard your prayers, and I will heal you. I asked her about the cancerous tumors, because at one point it went from 1.7 centimeter up to 5 centimeters, where it was too large for her to operate on, and that was why I had to get 6 rounds of chemotherapy before the surgery. I said, what is the size of the tumor? At that time, I wasn't even sure she would have any information about the tumor yet. She received the results from the pathology lab and said the tumor was completely gone, size 0. When she went to do the double mastectomy, there was no tumor in my breast, only God. Everything came back from the lab with no cancer. She said, I am officially NED, no evidence of disease. Praise God. Rich asked her, do I need to do radiation, which would have been 5 days a week or for a couple of months? And she said, no. And I no longer need mammograms because I don't have breasts. I'm flat, happy, and healed. I couldn't be more grateful and thankful for every prayer that was sent up on my behalf. God did it, and he gets all the glory. He's a miracle worker. The chemotherapy treatments compromise my immune system. I have to go for immunotherapy every 3 weeks at the cancer center to boost my immune system. I have to do that for a year. I'm a cancer survivor. No one could do this but God, our healer. Thank you for lifting me up in prayer, and please continue to do so. The prayers of the righteous availeth much. God did exceedingly and abundantly above anything that I could have asked for. He literally healed me from cancer in less than a year. My hair is already growing back. I'm just in complete awe of him. Prayer works. If he healed me, he can heal anybody. This week, Rich and I celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary, and tonight I will be getting a Survivor Award from the Black People Rock Organization. Enjoy the photos and have a wonderfully blessed week. End of the letter. Come on, put your hands together. Now, who did that? And what is she? She's a believer. Three, confession.